you know, this guy said this one, the other guy said this one. Now the people said me, why you invited this guy? I don't want to hurt this guy. I want to hurt only this other guy, which is a new culture coming from the social media in general.
Do you think, I was teaching at the University of Tirana, a journalism class, and I was teaching them about article writing, and a young guy put up his hand and said, but why do I need to learn how to write an article? I just want to make reels for social media. No one reads anymore. No one reads the news anymore.
This is a big problem.
But do you think even TV shows are going to become obsolete in the coming years, where people, they just want quick, short sort of bursts of information?
Sure, because in general, even the TV is becoming as a kind of social media. You know, is this, let's say, this process of the Instagramization, of TikTokization of TV. In general, 28 years ago, when I started my show, the presence in the studio, it was very, very serious. You know, the people invited in the studio, they had an invitation 2-3 days before. They were very well prepared. They were the very hard discussions and debates, but in general, with substance inside of the debate. Now you see the people who come on the show just 5 minutes before. You just call them and they say, oh yeah, I'm coming, even without having idea what will be the discussion, the subject of the show.
We'll come back to journalism as well, but I want to talk about your book, A Meeting With, where you have written about a lot of the interviews you've done over the years with people from Albanian history and prominent figures from Albania, and some international as well. And I heard you speaking about it the other day. It was fascinating, and I had some questions about it as a journalist. One of my questions was, out of all the people you've interviewed throughout your career, is there anyone you wish you hadn't given a platform to?
What?
Is there anyone you wish you hadn't interviewed or given a platform to? You've thought afterwards?
No, has been one, but I never interviews her. Has been the wife of Enver Hoxha. We discussed in the 98, I remember very well, for an interview. She was ready at the time. And then she called me saying, I have some, because I sent it her the questions, let's say the topics, the general topics. And she said, I couldn't talk about 1, 2, 3, 4. And said, no, I couldn't have this interview without those questions, because there are the fundamental questions about the history of the communism in Albania. Then I had a meeting with her, very short meeting. And she, for me, it's sure that she can had her version of the things or the story, but she can never said, I couldn't answer to 1, 2, 3, or 4 questions, or you couldn't do it, because she can said, I don't want to answer, no comment, but not to say you couldn't ask about this, those things, and I didn't accept
There's
it.
no point then.
The other, I don't think, in the book in general, there are not only the people I interviewed, there are the people I met more than one times, or more than once. With some of them, I had a long story, friendship from even before the fall of the communism. So, and I said there are 3 types of the people. There are the people which I met it when they finished their career, their whole life, like Ramiz Alia, Queen Geraldine, the former leader, communist leader, last communist leader of Albania, Queen Geraldine, the wife of King Zog, Liri Belishova, which was the woman with the highest position in the Communist Party of Albania in the 50s, or the fiancé of Kemal Stafa, one of the Albanian heroes. They were in the end of their career. Rabaz Ermeni, the chairman of the Bali Komtar at the time, Yusuf Brioni, a very interesting man from Albania, translator. Some, they were just in the beginning, like Rama, Berisha, Ilir Meta, which was a friend of mine in the school. Some of them, they were between, or a leader of Fadil Hoxha, the leader of the Communist Party of Kosovo for 40 years. He was the most important political man in Kosovo after the Second World War. That's mean there were different types. There was the second, and in the between of them, there were the people from the culture, which I met, like Ismail Kadare, when they were famous, but they had a career even after our first meeting, or Dritero Agoli, Max Velo, and some others. But the most of them, they were very, very interesting people. I had the idea, now we don't have more people
I was
interesting
just about to ask
like
you.
that.
Because I thought the same as well. You know, when I heard your talk and I saw some of the people you'd interviewed, and I'm thinking, who is going to be the equivalent of these people in 50 years?
But this is not only the problem of Albania. This is the problem
Yes.
of all Europe and even United States, because the most of them, they were people who took the decision in a very difficult moment,
Yes.
in a very dangerous moment for their life or for the country as well. And I think this responsibility grow them and create a real character on those people. Now you can see the people we are not prepared for, maybe because we don't know what will happen in the future, for strong moments.
Yeah.
They were the strong people of the strong moments. They were the people who passed through the wars, through the very dangerous moment of the country or the history or themselves. Now you can find the people who come out from the house in the morning, made some speeches, take some decisions, but they are not decisive for the country.
They don't have that passion,
They were
the
totally
fire.
different. Totally different people.
Is there anyone that you wanted to interview or meet and you didn't get the chance? Perhaps they passed away. I was due to meet Ismail Kadare the week before he died.
He was one of the most interesting people you ever met.
And I missed by
Has
days.
been one miscalculating story. I had an interview for newspaper with Ibrahim Rugova, but I never had an interview with him for the television because of the circumstances. Because after '94, he never came in Albania again to be very present. My first interview with him is '93. We had a kind of friendship at that time. We had some lunches together, coffee. But after that, he didn't came in Albania. After '99, I had a position supporting KLA, and he was in a kind of fight with KLA at the moment, and he didn't accept it more interviews. Let's say I didn't have an interview of Ibrahim Rugova on TV. I had only this interview for the newspaper Alianza. But I met him 4 or 5 times before Kosovo War and 2 or 3 times after the Kosovo War. But after Kosovo War, it was something, just official one, not real meetings like before.